neighboring nation of Liyue has the most prosperous commercial port in all of Tibet. The nation of Liyue has the most prosperous commercial port in all of Tibet.
And a radish veggie soup.
You're also here for Mondstadt's wine, aren't you?
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Ancient alchemy truly is fascinating.
How can I help you? The neighboring nation of Liyue has the most prosperous commercial port in all of Tibet.
Ancient alchemy truly is fascinating.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
Welcome. How can I help you?
But where are those who
You're also
share
here for
the
Mondstadt's
memory?
wine, aren't you?
Ancient alchemy
I
truly is
guess I'll host
fascinating.
an expedition at the Adventurers Guild. And a radish veggie soup.
The neighboring nation of Liyue has the most prosperous commercial port in all of Tibet.
Ancient alchemy
Guess
truly
I'll
is
host an
fascinating.
expedition at the Adventurers Guild.
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. Those that come across Liyue tend to
Has the most
stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
Let's adventure time.
This is order. Stabilize!
There is to the craft.
Send one, send 'em all.
Children, come, come. You've arrived at just the right moment.
Oh, what is it, Granny? Need any help?
Oh, no, no. You've done so much for Liyue Harbor already. I could hardly ask for more. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give you in return.
A gift? For Paimon?
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even. But you mustn't decline this gift. I simply won't allow it. When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you often camp out in the wilds. That simply won't do. Especially since I imagine you still have a very long journey ahead of you. Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities atrophy. Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then, it is a blessing we old folks once received from Rex Lapis, part of our illumination, if you will. I will not go into too much detail, but subspace creation is the ability to create a small, autonomous pocket world. The teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket created using that ability.
So, in the eyes of an Adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just child's play, huh?
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. One such as myself must depart from this realm to create a world of one's own. Rex Lapis, on the other hand, moved mountains and seas. That is what one might call an exercise of true power. But that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have prepared for you just requires a few final materials to add the finishing touch.
That's right! Finding stuff's what we're good at, after all.
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you to go running hither and thither. I have already found a fleet-footed youngster to prepare what I need. What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am searching for. Some of them are very rare indeed these days. Well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of Dihua Marsh. Back in the day, it could only be found where the glazed lilies thrived most profusely. You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glazed lilies, and, if you were lucky enough, you just might find a small patch of shimmer soil there. But almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since Dihua Marsh came to be the way it is today. Even more difficult to find is smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. Or so it used to be. Ever since the Blackcliff Forge opened for business, they've slowly but surely stripped the mines all but completely bare of it. In any case, smaragdus jadeite is an adepti treasure, and the adeptal power within is not something that most humans can withstand. Extended contact with it is, in fact, harmful to goodness knows if that child will succeed in finding these items.
Well, since you're an Adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help, they must be an Adeptus too, right?
Yes. I suppose she does count as an Adeptus.
She counts? How come there are so many Adepti in Liyue Harbor? We seem to bump into them all the time. It feels like even when you go out to eat, you could be sitting next to an Adeptus and never even know it.
Oh, maybe so. Who can say? A fair few of my old friends are rather fond of mundane mortal life, after all.
I'm back, Granny. Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Ah, allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yen Fei. She's the one helping run some errands for me. Yen Fei, I believe you already heard of the Traveler and his traveling companion.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millilith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui, before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of any and all suspicion by the Chiseng. What a shame. A shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but it certainly would have been less, embarrassing for you. Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yanfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me. Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and office address. Keep it handy. If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous discount for first-time customers.
All right, Yanfei, all right. Let's get to the business at hand. I do not think these two are in any dire need of legal assistance at the moment. You'll have to excuse Yanfei. She's always been like this. Ever the talkative one when it comes to her own affairs.
Paimon was gonna ask the same question. You seem really different from the ones we've met before.
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time, and then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom. They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with Granny here.
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue Harbor and all that stuff? What do you mean he just went back to get married?
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis, and that he was fine with it. Even contributed towards the wedding gift, apparently. Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for, except for Smaragdus Jadeite. I couldn't find any at all. The chasm's been sealed off, and there's just no way in. Couldn't secure any documentation either. Looks like the Ministry of Civil Affairs is serious about keeping it strictly locked down.
Is that so? But Smaragdus Jadeite is really rather essential. Yanfei, are you sure you can't find some other way? They have helped Liyue greatly, after all. It is only right that they are duly rewarded.
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the chasm's definitely a no-go, but there's still a chance we can figure out some alternative means of procurement. Hold on a moment. Let me have a look.
Whoa, that's a really thick book. What kind of things do you write in there?
Commercial consultancy. Or Snezhnaya. Ah, found him. Krusell. A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, all of them had to do with rare ores. He mentioned that he was considering acquiring some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware of. Said he was planning to sell them in Snezhnaya. So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck, he'll have gotten his hands on some Smaragdus Jadeite, or might have an idea of where we can find some. Oh, you want to join me? I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch. If you try to get involved, you'll only risk placing yourself in legal jeopardy.
Wow, an Adeptus imploring us to avoid incurring legal liability. Well, that's a first for sure. Best we be a little more careful than usual while we're with her.
Hello, Mr. Krusell. How's business been?
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei. What brings you here today?
You're too kind. I was simply doing my job. Now, I believe that the last time we met, you mentioned that you were looking to source some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins. Have there been any further developments on this front?
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, in the end I did acquire a small piece of Smaragdus Jadeite and had it fashioned into a pair of hairpins. Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins? I must apologize. I've already rented them out to a lady named Zhiqiao. If you'd like to inspect them, you may have to wait quite some time.
Wait, isn't Smaragdus Jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about about the hairpins getting damaged or lost while they're being rented out?
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Ms. Zhiqiao before renting them to her. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, she must compensate me for its full original value. In return, I included a clause that guarantees the Smaragdus jadeite is genuine, with a penalty of 10 times the item's value payable by me to Ms. Zhiqiao in the event that it is shown to be a fake.
Guaranteed genuine, with 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false. Yes, these terms are very clear indeed.
Of course. This...
In that case...
Oh,
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossell. We'll be off now.
Pavilion. Best Lee food in town.
Quake!
Oh, whatever shall I do? Yes, that's me. Is there something I can help you with?
How do you do, Monsieur Chow? We understand from Mr. Crossell that you recently rented a pair of hairpins from him. My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind letting us take a look at them?
The hairpins? I can't lend them to you right now. I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my side, and I hadn't even worn them yet. I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value, there's no way I could come up with that amount of money on such short notice. My family is in the ore business too, but business has been suffering ever since the chasm was sealed off. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around, so we've been having to purchase some stock from other ore merchants to complete them. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. I need this opportunity to mingle and discuss prices. That's what the hairpins were for, to keep up appearances. I can't have them looking down on me. But now that I've lost the hairpins, what will I do?
Why does Paimon have a sudden...
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild, but I haven't heard anything back from them yet.
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Monsieur Chow, would you let me have a look at the rental contract you signed?
Huh? What?
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? Maybe she can help Zhiqiao somehow. True. Though surely there must be a win-win solution.
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are... Furthermore, the contract also... And given the rarity of Smaragdus jadeite...
Even higher? Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Zhiqiao looks like she's about to...
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus jadeite that was inlaid into the hairpins.
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, the hairpins are lost, so how exactly would we be able to find out if the jadeite is genuine or not? Whichever way you look at it, we've got to start by finding those hairpins.
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the jadeite is genuine, would there?
Seems right.
Please. Please, however much it is, I will have to pay it. My family are merchants, after all. It's vital that we keep our word and respect our contracts. Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep Crossell in the dark any longer. I'll go and inform him of the issue, and then...
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. But before that, I have some questions about the hairpins. So hold on a moment, Monsieur Chow. When you first touched the hairpins, what did you feel?
What did I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstones set into the pins were perfectly smooth to the touch, like the finest quality jade. My family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past, so...
Smooth to the touch? No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things.
atmosphere here and leave it.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've
About that.
You lost them? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how expensive they were?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Truly, I am. I'll pay the compensation as per our contract. I've realized Mora.
Mora? Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get my hands on that Smaragdus jadeite? I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount that needs to be paid.
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. It was in fact genuine Smaragdus jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course! Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the value.
All right, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and when...
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins?
Looks like I'll have to find some way to raise that money.
Please wait, Mr. Chow. I have something to discuss with you. It's not convenient to speak here, so...
You can't beat the atmosphere here and leave it.
Miss Yanfei, what is this about?
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the ore inlaid on those hairpins may not be Smaragdus jadeite after all.
What do you mean?
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elemental energy. If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell while the hairpins were in your possession?
No, not at all.
Now that is strange. If I've deduced correctly, he may still have the Smaragdus jadeite in his possession.
If that's the case, we should go confront him right now and expose his dirty scam right to his face!
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it, and then he'd throw the Smaragdus jadeite into the sea the moment we were gone. After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist somewhere in this world.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be experience talking.
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this.
Well then, since you're so experienced in dealing with problems like this...
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow, can I ask you to please sign this contract?
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for everything? It feels like Yanfei is even more concerned with them than a certain someone else we know.
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. Any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
I understand. Then I will be glad to place this matter into your capable hands if you will take it, Miss...
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. And I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page.
This contract has so many pages!
All right, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract.
I've had a read through.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite how intractable this problem might sound, I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like this before. In which case, hopefully this should be quite the experience.
Miss Yanfei, I have to ask, why are you helping me?
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus jadeite myself. Whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter. Also, the idea of someone abusing the law to their advantage, I won't stand for it. But again, let's not dwell on this. Ah, I've got it. Let's pay a visit to Chateau. If Mr. Crossell had his ore worked on at all, Chateau would undoubtedly have been his first choice.
Our success.
Why, hello there.
No, nothing of the sort.
A snitch. That was the first time he was quite... Why, yes.
Thank you, sir. We'll take a...
Huh? If my eyes don't deceive me, yes. I've heard it said that Smaragd...
A thin layer of separation.
If you must see for yourself, try...
Is that so? So, did you find anything? So they really are different.
There's nothing special to it. These two stones actually look very similar. There may be only a subtle difference for the... And, I'm sure,
All right, let's focus up.
But, never mind, sure.
Unusual actions have...
Try your luck betting on Jade?
Miss Yenfei?
If you could just confirm for me once...
Yes, that's...
Then I have no further questions.
Of course.
Oh, I have my reasons. This document shall serve as...
Yes?
I wouldn't say there's been an...
With this hard evidence...
On the contrary, if you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jeweler... Aha! Got it!
Well, that was quick.
Because lots of people come to me for legal advice every day, as you know. But the amendments made by the as such...
So you...
Yes, well, you sound surprised. Oh, this has nothing...
Again with...
Well, that's that then. Adventure time!
Oh, Miss Yenfei, it's you.
Have no further trouble from then on? Has emerged...
Crosol, the design... This order was on hold for a very long...
Doesn't seem like there's any...
Miss Sinksy.
Yes, Mr. Crosol. I also kept a copy for my own records. See, the inlaid gem...
Thank you, Sinksy.
Sure.
Nothing you need to worry about.
Why is everyone's...
Please, show me your prescription.
My, to what do I owe the pleasure? Though I'm afraid that if you're looking for our little Chi-Chi, she's out gathering herbs. And if it isn't Miss Yenfei's...
No.
Smaragdus jadeite, the 7 mountain treatises. It is abundant in... Anyway, I suppose that you're about to ask me to write in a...
That is indeed the case.
No trouble at all. But after I gave him my... I wonder, Miss Yenfei.
Ah, you...
You're too kind.
That Baiju guy is as weird as ever. Is it just Paimon, or does it feel like he was fishing for something back there?
Dr. Baiju's always been like that. Well...
Miss Yanfei, have you...
Yes.
Wonderful.
Of course, Mr. Crossel.
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay her?
Not at all. Now.
Material. I spent...
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative assessment of what... If we want to determine whether the ore is genuine, this is a process...
Serious? In any... That's... Well, your claim that my ore is fake is...
Hard evidence. Something legal... Oh, come on. I meant the backup copy of the document from the Ministry of Civil Affairs. The one we got...
This doc...
I said...
Of course I'm right. All the evidence...
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do... Traveler, would you do the honors? This shall serve as decisive proof of our case.
What?
Smaragdus sustained Mr. Crossel. No idea. I'm afraid that... However, don't worry, Miss... I trust that you...
What? Wait!
Oh, so you knew?
Huh? No!
Aren't actually... You did... Mr. Crossel.
Yep, he's seriously intimidating right...
I admit... But after receiving it, and I went to... That's why I had another... I kept the real Smaragdus Jadeite and I was worried that someone would see through it. Which is why I only...
Exactly!
If word...
All right, let's cut the appeals phase right there.
10 times.
Crossel looks like he could faint any second.
As for me...
20%? That's as much as I...
Even if the... However, Miss...
What?
Miss Yanfei.
Well,
Thanks...
Oh, come on. Well then, that's good. Mr. Crossel, it seems that my client has...
Actually, I could see if we could
Well, that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus Jade.
Exactly.
The right solution to... The objective of my client, Mr. An Adept. Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by humans. The title of it... In any case, don't you think that the Liyue...
Paimon can think of someone who...
Well, since we got what we can...
You've good.
Well, if...
Oh, you...
I'm off then. Bye! Oh, yes, Traveler. Make sure you don't lose the business. I've been looking...
Come now.
I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
That child... Yanfei. Leave... All right, then.
Oh, Paimon's so excited!
Peaceful neighborhood.
Wow! This teapot, but there's just a whole load of nothing around it. Paimon can't do still. Oh, wait a...
seems that we have a visitor.
It's a huge finch!
Excuse me, Oh, call me.
So you're...
Madam, you may leave. Your journey may be far, though it is thus. You may Now, have you any... As long as you have a blueprint.
Blueprint?
Yes, these are the blueprints of just then simply...
Wow! Is that all it takes? Then we could build a whole city inside.
I doubt. He said this world...
A golden eye...
I hardly remember myself. Well, let's... If there's...
Osmanthus.
Adventure time!
No wonder you're a master.
Oh, ow! Where did that come from?
Hard work is all there is.
When you're high up, everyone can hear your voice.
Next time, be sure to make a proper appointment.
If only we had some help here.
Incinerate!
If only we had some help here.
Motion to compel. Oh, is it time for me to join?
Stabilize!
Adventure time! Why do they never miss? I'm going in!
Stabilize! Order guide you!
G, time to go!
Stabilize! Solidify!
This opportunity is quite hard to come by. Well then, amuse me. Surrender is a valid option. I promise I'll be gentle. Try this.
As a matter of fact, Uncle Dai is one of the foremen at...
What is it?
I believe you'll be...
Ooh, looking for people? Awesome! We're good at that!
I have no reason to doubt your abilities. I'm sure the details...
In our last tale, Rex Lapis.
If we do encounter an expert, I look forward to broadening my own understandings.
Stop being so modest, Zhongli. Well, we got him. Let's head back to Uncle Dai.
It's no use me singing his praises. You'll have to see for yourselves.
Is this the place?
Aha! Speak of the devil. Allow me to introduce my assistant, Kun Jun. Young Kun, these are 2 adventurers assigned to us. And as for this gentleman...
Huh?
I saw him on my way over to Liyue Harbor, poring over rocks and muttering to himself. He looked to be very familiar with them. I asked him a few questions out of curiosity. To my surprise, he knew more than me, an old mining foreman. In any case, he didn't have any pressing matters and agreed to help me.
So, do you have a poor memory?
Not exactly. Anyway, if it's rocks you need help with, I can most certainly lend a hand. Mr. Zhongli, what do you make of this rock?
A glossy exterior, with a fissure that could only have been left in the wake of a volcanic eruption. If I'm not mistaken, this is a rough gem from another nation.
Ah, a keen eye.
It's no ordinary rough gem. Fragile surface layer, black veining. My intuition tells me that there's high-quality crystal ore inside.
Remarkable! This rock does indeed hail from the vicinity of a volcano. I came across it in a market and snapped it straight up. The seller thought it was some leftover industrial remnant. They had no inkling of the treasure that lay within. Purity and geological rarity alone aren't enough to make a treasure. Some of the most precious crystals contain deposits of water or sand. In the moment of its formation, the crystal hidden within this stone shell captured a pocket of water. For water to be hidden in its depths, like a moon concealed within a mountain, reflecting shafts of daylight that make it through. Now that's a rare treasure.
Such a detailed description. Almost like he saw it with his own 2 eyes. Say, you're not trying to hoodwink us, are you? After all, we haven't even seen what's inside yet.
Everything he said is true. Most crystals are born in high-temperature environments. Heat and water aren't natural bedfellows, of course, which is why crystals with water deposits are so sought after. Moreover, this particular crystal contains mountain lake water. A rare find indeed.
Well, if Zhongli says so, it must be true.
I've yet to encounter anyone with a judgment as shrewd as yours, Mr. Zhongli. How did you know exactly what lay within?
I've seen many such stones in my time. I recognized it immediately. I hope you didn't mind me flaunting my experience, Mr. Kunjun.
Of course not. I feel I've met a kindred spirit here today. I hope you will accept my friendship. Uncle Dai, it would be a mistake for Mr. Zhongli not to join us. Trust me when I say that his level of expertise is unrivaled in the trade. You won't come across another of his caliber in your lifetime.
Very well. There is strength in numbers, after all. Everyone, follow me to the chasm. There are men counting on you to find them.
In this trade are usually young men in the prime of their lives. Could it be that the 4 of them left for another mine?
Unlikely. There's no other lodging for miles around, and we didn't pass any other mines on the way over.
Huh. Such a huge mine. Did you really manage to explore every corner?
Underground, overground. We left no stone unturned. We tried everything short of digging further into the earth itself. How could 4 sturdy young... If you come across any clues, let me know straight away.
So strange. How could the 4 of them just suddenly disappear? Did they run away from something? Over here! What's this?
If yet to return, this seems an unlikely hypothesis. Or 2. They were forced to leave, and had no time to think about their supplies.
Oh.
It's...
Yard. What's he up to?
I see 4 men following someone out of the mine. It looks like a child in the traditional sense. I would appreciate it if what I'm about to tell you remained a secret. It's a little odd. I've never dared to tell anyone before. I can perceive the memories of ore.
Huh?
Perceive? So there's no conjecture?
They'd vanished. Maybe I'm next.
So the men that were out working disappeared, with the only one left to tell the tale having been asleep in a shelter.
Made it over to the mine?
Unlikely as it sounds, that's our conclusion. Your men were following a child.
Where did they go?
We believe that they followed the by now.
You're right. New plan. I'll lead my search party over to the settlements further out and make some inquiries. There are only a few settlements around here with lodging for the night. We'll go investigate and see if we can come up with anything. In the meantime, you could keep looking for clues. If we don't see each other, let's reconvene at Wangshu Inn tomorrow evening.
Agreed.
No. I'm sorry. I don't recall why I'm seeking it. I've been feeling very absent lately. Name and address aside, I'm having trouble remembering things.
Make our way to the end of Lingju Pass. If there are no footprints there, it would suggest that the miners are still within the pass itself. However, if we find new tracks, we can follow them wherever they may lead. It would appear that they made their way through Lingju Pass and kept moving.
If we follow their footprints, we should be able to find where they went. Looking for? Oh, rescue first! Ask questions later. Aha! Paimon nearly forgot about our secret weapon!
It looks promising. I'll do my best.
I left a mark in the vicinity just now. If Uncle Dai does pass through here, it should guide him to us.
Clever thinking! A classic Zhongli move!
Something that led him to fall behind.
What is it? Ooh, is it a present?
Something for us?
As I mentioned, before I met Uncle Dai, I was in a daze. After setting out with you on this case, I was so happy. These are some...
It's beautiful.
But of course, take it. And this one is for Mr. Zhongli. Huh? Is something wrong? Not to your liking?
On the contrary. I just hadn't anticipated receiving a gift during the but thank you. I will take good care of it.
I'm pleased you like them. It's nice to be able to give a gift that others can appreciate. Oh, I see more rock.
You sure like rocks, huh, Kunjun?
Ores are the crystals of the earth. The sediment of time. Get some rest and call me when you're ready to set off.
Rest easy. Oh.
Huh?
Traveler.
You mean the ore that could...
Dragonfall.
Elemental...
Dragonfall. And yet they are crystal Why is it then?
Yeah, weird.
There are those in the mining...
Ulterior motives.
A conclusion that is presently impossible to reach. We must watch. And wait. Don't forget, rescuing those miners is the primary objective. As for anything else... Sooner or later, the tide will reveal the lie of the land. We're drawing closer to our goal. I believe we should continue to follow this road through. Now that we've found one, the others won't be far away. When you're well rested, call Mr. Kunjun over to us. We still have more investigation ahead. We should ensure this
Anyway, you'll be able to get a good look at our surroundings from up there. When has Paimon ever come up with a bad idea, Wait a minute. Paimon can fly. Alright, Paimon will go. You wait here. Paimon will...
All of you, come here.
Huh? Zhongli's voice came from behind the tree. Did he find another clue? Quick, let's go see. Maybe he found another miner. What type of monster is this?
Morax, you are...
So, the little girl is your power incarnate. But if you recall, Azhdaha, this is not how we intended for events to transpire.
Waste not your words. Your life is mine.
Of truth, as it ought to be.
Solidify!
Let's light it up! Yeah. Wait, everybody stand back!
I will have order.
You're... Azhdaha. The very same.
During the battle, you imbued us with your power.
Yes, it was all I could manage. Forgive me for concealing the truth, traveler. There were things that only became clear to me upon... Allow me to elaborate. I am heaven and earth, yin and yang.
So there are two Azhdahas?
No, it can't be. That's impossible. When the seal loosened, that's when it occurred to you. The audacity! I was another power away. The memories of rocks do not lack erosion, Azhdaha. Now in What would you expect? This much is true. In the beginning, erosion made us even more. Morax shared with us some of his power. And so, we became you. And from your will, I emerged. I am your final contract. No. I am the remnants of Asia. No. Morax is not an insect. A lord over insects is not. You forgot yourself. That which you have all powers under heaven. Rise and... A star appears within the wild. A sun... Strange. You are spent in the wilderness. No. Perhaps it isn't. More axe.
The little girl
Your power is nearly... Shall we get going?
Surely the...
Indeed.
Not I. Once I'm...
You always...
Curious.
Azhdaha.
I can...
Today I am...
Even you met such a fate.
No matter. If that day comes to pass, Liyue must prepare itself to...
And how will Liyue fare without Rex?
Even without a god above, this remains a nation of men.
All light, that's... You may...
I do not pretend...
Were it not...
You've brought us...
That day in the...
A heart of stone.
You chose...
The movements.
Hence, do not forget old Fred.
Thank you, Azhdaha.
My life is at an end.
You're leaving?
If it is fated, Morax, we will meet again.
Yes.
Wow.
In fact, he was. Centuries.
In our last tale, Rex Lapis was walking alone in the mountains. He heard a remote voice, unlike any other, coming from a crack in the earth.
Most of the ancient geo-life forms that live below Liyue are blind, having not seen the sunlight for an age.
The voice was sometimes sad and song-like. Other times it was loud and thunderous. The Lord of Geo searched here and there before finally unearthing a strange stone from the bedrock.
That's how Azhdaha was. I answered his wish and took him above ground.
The Lord of Geo took pity on the rock spirit and carved it into a magnificent work of craftsmanship, a vivid representation of a dragon.
I bestowed him with a pair of eyes to see the world and came to an agreement with him.
With his fingers, he made 2 eyes, quicker than words could tell. Lightning flashed and thunder roared, and a living, breathing dragon soared into the clouds.
I agreed to let him live among the people above ground. Oh? About what?
Oh, yeah. So, he told us about Conria and the punishment of the gods. That Zhongli...
Why?
You can't even...
I understand.
You mean...
It was signed. You two are friends to me. I can assure it.
Would you be ready to find out?
It appears there are many. They have been but you are those who. If you take the same.